Bitcoin has been holding strong and we went up as high as 92,500 today. Will we be able to finally break that 94K resistance, or will there be more downside? Let's find out. Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Right now it's about 3:15 p.m. Eastern time and the price of Bitcoin is currently at 91,900. And before we do the top-down analysis, I want to go over this winning trade that I gave you guys yesterday on the 15-minute chart. I gave you guys here a M pattern, a double top with the measure move taking us down to about 90,300. Not only did we hit that, but we actually went a little bit lower to about 90,236. So congratulations on whoever took that trade. This is a big win for the FlexCandle community. All right, guys, so let's start off now with the weekly chart. The weekly chart right now, the stochastics are looking good. It looks like we're on the way up. We're trying to get above this 80 moving average at 92,358. To be honest, the only thing I'm looking for is to close above that 80 moving average. If we could do that, then we could start making the momentum towards the 50 moving average, which is currently at 101,319. Yesterday we ended up closing this kind of red indecisive candle, but we were still able to stay above the 100 moving average, so that is bullish for the short term at the moment. But longer term, I'm still seeing a bear flag here that could take us down to 65k, so we have to keep that in mind. Even if we make it up to 97, 100k, that doesn't mean that we can't reject from there and eventually go down lower. Take a look at the 6-day chart. We see that the stochastics are also on the way up. We're getting a bounce off of this 100 moving average, and it looks like we also want to go towards the 80 moving average at 97,447. On the 5-day chart, we ended up closing a red candle last time. These were tweezer tops. So far we have a green candle. I was talking about, even though we get a green candle, that doesn't mean that we can't continue to roll over. Usually tweezer tops, we end up going further down. Right here we had tweezer tops last time. We ended up getting a green candle next time, and then as you can see, we fell down, but then we did come up. So no, we could still continue to drag here a little bit. We do still have some room here on the stochastics RSI to continue getting a move up. We're still a little far away from the 21 moving average. That's also saying it's at 97,357. So a lot of things are showing that we kind of do still want to make that move towards 97k. And the 3-day chart, stochastics are starting to get toppy. We could roll over here. What's important though is that we were able to stay above this 200 moving average, even though this was tweezer tops the last time this 3-day candle closed. We still were able to manage to stay above the 200 moving average. Right now we currently have a green candle, and this candle closes today in 3 hours and 45 minutes. Maybe if we could close above the 200 moving average, we still have a shot to continue making at least one more move up. And the 2-day chart, I feel like this is an Adam and Eve double bottom here. We're still above the 21 moving average. This candle also closes the next 3 hours and 45 minutes. If we could stay above this 21 moving average, I feel like we have a chance to go towards this 50 moving average. Once again, signaling that's at 97,336. Stochastics RSI are toppy, but it looks like we want to start curving back up here. So that looks a little bit bullish temporarily. Daily chart also looks like it wants to start curving back up. We're able to maintain ourselves above the 50 and the 21 moving average. This is where we have the major resistance at the 80 moving average at 94,028. If we could get past that, then we could make our way towards this 100 moving average, this blue line. Once again, 97,920. Notice how once we break 94k, I feel like 97k is going to be right there for us. Now, what's in favor for us is that if you take a look at the 22-hour chart, look at the stochastics, we're above the 21 moving average. The stochastics are low. We could continue going up. Let's take a look at the 12-hour chart. Stochastics are low. 10-hour chart, we're starting to get towards the top here, but we are above the 21 moving average, above the 200 moving average. This is important. If we get to the top and we reset, we could still stay above these moving averages. That's going to be pretty bullish for the time being. 8-hour chart, we're also above these major moving averages. We take a look at the 4-hour chart. This is where I have a falling wedge here for you guys, with the measure move taking us pretty much back up to about 94k. Right here the measure move says about 93,900, let's call it. I would consider this a winning trade. We went as high as 92,500, so that's a big win so far. So congratulations on whoever took that. I'm going to wait a little bit more with the stochastics rolled back up, so I think we might be able to hit this measured move. So let's see what ends up happening, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to take profits. As long as you're in profits, it's good. We take a look at the 1-hour chart. Stochastics could roll over, or we could continue to go back up. We're fighting to get back above this 200 moving average. We did. We lost it here briefly. Now we're back above. If we lose this could end up being kind of like a bigger M pattern, and this will drop us down, I believe, below 89K. So let's hope that is not. Let's hope that this is actually flagging out here and we can make a bigger move up here. Actually, I think I'm going to draw some type of a flag, kind of like falling wedge. Maybe we make it back down to the 21 moving average at 91,400. Let's see if it tracks this way. And if this does play out, this has the measure move to take us all the way to 93,833. So this will be basically finishing off the rest of the falling wedge that I have on the 4-hour chart here. As you guys can see in the 4-hour chart, that's pretty much the exact measure move. And then this flag that I'm seeing on the 1 hour will finish that off. That's why I'm thinking that, you know, I think this measure move will be coming out on the 4-hour chart. So that's pretty good here on the 1 hour. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, stochastics are on the way up. We could roll over. The RSI kind of looks like it wants to roll over, but we are touching this 21 moving average. We're above the 200. I think we could continue to trace this flag here and move up. So my money is probably on that this 1 hour flag or falling wedge that I just drew is probably going to play out, and we're going to finish making the measure move of this falling wedge on the 4 hour. But that's where we run into resistance. Let's see what ends up happening after that. Once again, I feel like if we could get above the 94,500 resistance with closing candles on the 4-hour chart, then we can make our way up to 97K. If we get rejected again, we have to hold 89K. We lose 89K, then 85K is on the table, 84K is on the table, 80K is on the table, and then 70 and even 65K. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.